Hi, Anjani. Hi, Srini.
Hey,
Anjani, are you able to hear me?
Hi, Sukendra. Yeah.
So I'll introduce myself. So myself is Sukendra. So I have been working on the Peoplesoft site uh, from the last 9 years, basically on financial side. So I used to do with the implementation of the procure to pay cycle as well as the order to cash management cycle on the financials. And so as of now, I have done a lot of implementation projects and a couple of upgrades and support projects. That's about me. So we will go into the content. So before going into the content of finance, I just want to know like a little intro from your end, like maybe your work experience and whatever. Srini?
hey, Sukendra, this is Srini here. I'm from Peoplesoft background, but through HCM, I'm working in Peoplesoft for 13 years now.
Okay.
Just wanted to change the domain. I'm more of a functional guy.
Okay.
Looking to change into a functional side
So
of financials.
okay, you are working as a techno-functional or just functional of HRMS?
I'm currently functional. I used to work as a techno-functional, but currently I'm a functional guy.
Okay, so you're working on HMS side currently?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
HCM.
Oh, sorry. And the financial side. So do you have any specific requirement, like the modules you want to go through? Any specific module you are much keen into interested and all?
I'm basically looking for APAR and GL.
Okay. Okay.
Mostly about that, and anyway, procure to pay also come up with e-procurement and I think purchasing too, right?
Okay.
So I'm basically looking at that side.
Okay, thank you. That's good. Fair enough. And again, can I have your little intro?
Yeah, Sukendra, I'm also from Peoplesoft background. I'm working on Peoplesoft HCM as a techno-functional consultant from past 5.5 years now.
Okay.
So, as you know, Peoplesoft for HCM day by day, we are not getting much requirements in the market. So, I'd like to change the domain from HCM to fscm. So I'm thinking I'm basically techno-functional consultant. So um, in fscm I'm looking for some 5 to 6 modules. I'm thinking of going as a techno-functional consultant only.
Okay. Right.
So I do not have any idea on fscm side. So means which tools I need to learn and for technical side, and which modules I should learn as for functional side and all.
Technical, I think you are already aware of the technical, right? The HCM
Yes.
technical. So in the tools wise, there is no difference, like only the functional module that makes the difference.
Okay.
So we are going to, I'm getting into the content. So what exactly we're going to discuss and all we're going to discuss.
Okay. Okay.
And Anjani and Srini, both of you guys, anyone is having financial background? Financial background, I mean like what is a debit, what is a credit, all those stuff.
I don't have.
Okay. Fine.
I have a fair idea, Sukendra. I have a fair idea about financial backgrounds, how it works, and all the stuff.
Okay.
Just wanted to see what is for Peoplesoft side.
Okay. Fine. That's fair enough. Thank you. So we can start now. So PowerPoint presentation I just opened. So are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So right now, so we are into the latest version of the Peoplesoft is Peoplesoft 9.2, and the tools version currently it is running on 8.55. In the current tools version, we have various new features available. Like one of the example is like we have fluid pages and all, and we can enable the mobile approvals and all. So we are going to see what are the various things in the Peoplesoft 9.2 and what are the features available and what are the modules we are going to cover. We are going to discuss that. So basically the entire finance cycle, it was split into two cycles. One is the procure to pay cycle, another one is the order to cash cycle. So the procure to pay cycle, what exactly did talk about is it did talk about the whatever the money going outside of the organization, and the other end, the order to cash. Order to cash is nothing but whatever the money coming in to an organization. So basically, the finance will be split into these two portions. So what exactly the money going outside of the organization? If I speak, let's say my company name is like let's say TCS. So TCS will be having every month end they will be have certain expenses. It might be like one of the expense. Let me say like so the admin department want to buy some laptops or servers or something like that. Then so they have to go through certain process and they will purchase the item. So for purchasing this item, the money will be flown outside of the organization. So this flowing of the money outside of the organization will go through some cycle, which is designed at the procure to pay cycle. Like the designing, how it will be done is, it will be the end to end. Like from the whom the request is coming to how you are getting the things back to the organization. Like let's say you joined as an employee, you require one laptop for your usage. The organization has to provide it. In case if you ask organization, let's say admin guy, if you ask, and if they say they don't have, they have to purchase it. So then how the process from your end to how the organization buys the laptop. That is what the procure to pay cycle uh, tells us. And the other end, like let's say I'm taking the services from certain company. Services from certain company means I have hired couple of contractors for my organization. So at the month end, so I have to pay to the contractors. I have to pay to the contractor, or else I have to pay to the consultancy whoever provides these contractors to me. So all these payments will be done in the procure to pay cycle. The other expenses of the organization, like we will be having expenses of organization like a employee salary. Employee salary also basically it is actually a cost of the employee, but so there is a separate module in HRMS that is the payroll. So the payroll we will process the salary of the employee and we will bring that data directly to the general ledger module. And another thing is we have a couple of expenses. Expenses is nothing but let's say the employee is going for an on-site travel. So when he goes for on-site travel, he is eligible for the hotel expenses and then food expenses and travel expenses and all. So employee comes back to the organization and he can claim all those expenses, and then through the procure to pay cycle we are going to pay to the employee. So these are the operations that we does perform into the procure to pay cycle. So we call it as a P2P cycle. The other end, so we have a order to cash cycle. So what exactly the order to cash cycle is? Now so let's say the TCS, take an example of a TCS. So TCS, so for a TCS, Apple is a customer. So we are doing a couple of projects for the Apple. So like 50 resources is working for the Apple. So there will be agreements between the Apple and the TCS saying that there will be two kinds of billings basically happens. One is the fixed kind of billing. That means the contract value is fixed. Like they'll say like $1 million is the contract value. I don't mind how many resources you will use it. Just so for this implementation task, I'm going to provide you $1 million. That is a fixed. But this project needs to be completed by in the 1 year of a span. So do the billing to me like a monthly wise divided by 12. So I used to pay portion wise, and I'll see my work status and I'll pay to your organization. Your organization is TCS. That is one way kind of billing. This happens mostly in the implementation projects. If you take about the support projects, in the support projects, what kind of things will happen is the end, like Apple asks TCS, you give me this many resources for maintaining this my project. I need 5 number of resources. They may say like I need 1 project manager and then 2 senior developers and 2 junior developers. So based on that, I'm going to pay to you guys. And how I'm going to pay to you guys is I'm going to pay you guys saying that for project manager, I'll pay like $150 per hour. For senior developer, 120, and junior developer, I'll pay $100 per hour. So this kind of the rules that we set up in the order to cash management side, and then we'll ask employee to feed his timesheet in the system. Once after he's feeding his timesheet in the system, basically employee enters the time into the time and labor module of the HRMS. So from HRMS, we will bring the time to our finance and we'll capture all these hours and we will calculate based on the billing rates provided by the client. So we'll calculate the invoice amount and we will send this invoice to the client at the month end. So invoicing may happen bi-weekly or invoicing may happen monthly. Sometimes invoice may happen quarterly, half-yearly basis as well. And then once after, so this sending invoice and all, we are going to do it through the billing module. So how you will generate the invoice, how you do set up the rates between your organization and your client and all, you will do that. Once after doing that, you send the invoice and you will say, hey, so I'm giving you 30 days due period. So you can pay me after 30 days. And within these 30 days, if that guy pays to me, means he can pay directly to me. So when he's paying me in the sense to TCS. So when they're paying, so they can pay in various ways. One is they can pay through check. The another way is they can pay through lockbox or they can pay through wire transfer. That is nothing but ACH and EFT and all. So once they do the payment, we will make an entry in the system. And so now we have so whatever the order to cash management amount is there, that and all is practically speaking, it's all my revenue. And the other end, whatever the procure to pay cycle is my expenses. So whatever the transaction are there from this procure to pay and as well as this order to cash, I'll send all together to the GL module. So the GL module is the place where the company generates the profit and loss report, and then they can see all the modules like whether it is accounts payable, whether it is a billing, whether it is accounts receivable, all the modules data they consolidately can see in the general ledger module. The general, and based on this statement, they can prepare the financial results. Like they can prepare the quarterly results, half yearly results, and the fiscal year results, and the represent respective CFO of the persons. So they will represent this report basically in the when they are releasing the audit reports of a company. So that is the overall process. Now how the reports looks like, what is the data they will prepare and all, I'll just give one sample. I'll just show you one of the samples. So I'm just going through this. So just for your insight, Infosys financial results. So you can see. So basically, whatever the uploaded things, whatever the financial results that will be uploaded from the company websites, basically that they will be pulling out from their ERP systems, and then they'll be filling over here. So I'll just go through the one of the sample report. So this is the annual report of finance Infosys. So I'm going to this PDF. So basically, if you observe this financial report of Infosys, you will get to know. So how the Infosys, what is the money the Infosys is getting, and what is the money which is going outside of the Infosys, and what is the profit and loss we can see it. So I'm just going to the page of a financial report of Infosys. So here you can see observe the results. So this is the 2016 results. So 2016 results, if you observe over here, so they have a two columns, standalone and the consolidated. First, if you see income from software services and products, this means basically the amount that they are getting from the projects. So whatever the projects they are getting, that is the one. So if you see the standalone income for this project is like 53,000 crores for the 2016 year. And then this one basically a software development expenses. So this is the income, this is the expense. This is all this data comes from the billing module, billing and accounts receivable. This software development expenses, this basically comes from the accounts payable module, and then gross profit is this one. So this is the gross profit of the organization, and then after that this is the 21,000 is the gross profit of the organization, and then so they will be having some marketing expenses as well. So this is also expense, and this is also expense, and this is also expense. Maybe this is for the marketing thing, like for the sales guys and all, and this is for general administration expenses for the company organization and all, like the building rents and all. So they have to pay for that, and the operating profit before depreciation. So depreciation is nothing but, so I'll talk about the depreciation. So now if you see, the 15 crores is the profit of the organization before depreciation. So what exactly the depreciation? Depreciation is nothing but, there will be two cases. One is a depreciation and another one is a appreciation. So what is the depreciation? Sorry. Depreciation is nothing but, let's say I brought a server 1 year back, and the 1 year back I brought a server for the 2 lakh rupees, and then and the warranty period and all, let's say that whoever is a manufacturer, they said like, I can give you 10 years warranty on this server. If it is beyond that, I'll not be able to give any warranty. That means technically speaking, so even if you're spending 2 lakh rupees today, after 10 years, the asset value is 0. Means there will be no value to it. For that reason, what the organization does is every year, so they will take certain amount from the profit for this asset depreciation. That means 2 lakh I spent on the server, 1 year I have used, that means I have a 10% depreciation. That means 20,000. Now the new asset value is 1,80,000. So 20,000 is a gone. So like that, every organization calculate the depreciations of the assets. So basically, this is the money. It will be there in the organization only, but on the books they will show like that it's a depreciation. Means they have lost that money because of a depreciation of the asset. And now operating profit is a 14 crore, and they will be having a other income that is a 3 crore, and total is a 17 crore. And then they have transfer of business. Maybe they might have acquired another company, so which is of 3 crores. So the total profit of the organization is before tax. So it's a 20,000 crores. So 20,000 crores is the total profit of the organization, and the tax that they have paid to the government is a 4,09,007 crores. And the profit before minority interest and share in net profit or loss is this much. So profit of the year. So after this is a profit of the year. This is a 15,786 crores, and they have a surplus opening balance. Means so they will be having the profit which is coming from the previous year. Like they will be having 35 crores which is already with them, like that. So they will create, so whatever the financial results that you are seeing over here, these financial results basically pulled out from the ERP system, either it is a Peoplesoft or some other system. This is a thing. And so we are going to talk about, so what are all these things, how you operate the financials in a Peoplesoft. We are going to talk about it. And any questions over here? Srini or
I'm good.
okay. No. So coming back to the financial module, so procure to pay. So the procure to pay will be consisting of following modules. One is purchasing, and one is accounts payable, and then so it will be the share. Then we'll be having e-procurement. So this is the modules of the procure to pay. And coming to order to cash, we'll be having customer contracts, project costing, billing, and accounts receivable, and then we have GS. So this basically, the e-procurement thing is basically, so most of the clients, it's a optional. Some clients takes it, some clients don't take it, because again it is a licensing thing. Whatever the things that we can use e-procurement in the module of e-procurement, the same thing we can accomplish in the purchasing as well. But even though if you can accomplish, why the two modules? Why the e-procurement and the purchasing separate? The only reason is purchasing we will not give outside access, and the e-procurement thing is we can give outside access. Outside access in the sense, let's say my organization buys some goods from the office depot. So what I want to do is, in my Peoplesoft itself, when when I go to the e-procurement, I have an option, so that will internally link to the office depot servers, and it will represent whatever the office depot website is there, same it will represent over here. And in the Peoplesoft itself, you can order the, you can select the details, like you can select the product like staples, office pads, notepads, pens, all this stuff you can select, and then you can order it from the e-procurement. Basically, e-procurement is a module which interconnects the external party, third party, and that is one advantage. And the another advantage of the e-procurement is, unlike purchasing, the e-procurement module is easy to use. The business users get the comfortness with using the e-procurement module. And this is the thing. The purchasing side will be having purchase orders. Well, we'll call it as a purchase orders. What is purchase order? Purchase order is nothing but, let's say I'll go to eBay and I'll order some goods. Let's say, say like the payment method is cash on delivery, something like that. So what is the guarantee that to the eBay that you ordered? That is nothing but a purchase order. So you will order your goods on the eBay, which is nothing but a purchase order, what we call it as. So, but here in our case, we will create a purchase order in our system and we will send it to the vendor. Vendor is like I want some laptops. So means Lenovo laptops. Let's say I want a Lenovo laptop. So TCS is a company as organization wise. So TCS wants the Lenovo laptops. So what the TCS does is, in the PO they will mention all the configuration details and all. I want the Lenovo laptop, this much quantity, 10 quantity, and the price of the laptop is 1500. So 15,000 US dollar. This purchase order, I'm going to send it to the vendor. That means I'm not going to pay. I'm going to just send to the vendor. Now vendor receives that. So Lenovo is like having a type with the, let's say, with the TCS. Now what the Lenovo does is, so they will send this goods to the TCS. So that what we call it as a receipt. So they will send the 10 laptops to the TCS. Once after TCS receipt, along with this receipt, means receipt is nothing but you just make a note in the system that you have received the item, and then along with that, what the Lenovo does is they will send an invoice to us. Boss, you requested for 10 laptops. I'm sending this 10 laptops. So this is an invoice. So you have to pay me 15,000 USD dollars, and then so they might say, I can give you a 30 days due period. You can pay me in 30 days. So I don't have any issue. So once after you receiving the invoice, what you do is you will create a voucher over here in the system. So voucher is nothing but a invoice that you receive from your customer. Sorry, not customer, from your vendor, whoever is selling the goods. So that will create a voucher, and then he said like 30 days due period. So once after 30 days due period is reached, I'm going to do the payment after 30 days to the vendor. Then whatever this entries are there, so I'm going to send it to the GL at the end of the day. So this is the procure to pay cycle. And coming to the order to cash management cycle, the customer contracts. What customer contracts talk about is basically it's the
Excuse me,
yes,
Srini, I'm sorry, Sukhvinder.
yes.
Uh, could you please repeat last point after creating voucher?
Okay. So basically you will receive the invoice from your vendor. Once after you receive the invoice from your vendor, the same invoice replica you will create as a voucher in the system. And in the voucher, they said like, okay, you can pay me after 30 days. So what I do is I'm going to pay to the vendor after 30 days. The payment will be done to the vendor after 30 days. So the payment, how I'll do, so I'll do in various methods. Either I will do through the check, or I will do through the wire transfer, or a lockbox, or ACH, or EFT. So whatever the way I want to do it, so I can do it. So if it is a check, what I do, I will cut the check. That means I'll print the check and I'll send it to the vendor through courier. And if it is a ACH or EFT, so what I does is I'll generate the file from the system and I'll upload that in the file in the bank portal. So that payment will be done to the vendor. And all of these transactions I will send, like the voucher transaction and the payment, everything I will send it to the GL module at the end of the day.
Okay.
And then, so coming to the order to cash cycle, we have various modules over here: customer contract, product costing, billing, accounts receivable, GL. What all these things talks about? The customer contracts. So let's say customer contracts, what does it talk about is, it's basically an agreement between you and your customer. That means between you and your customer. So you means here, I mean to say TCS as an example, and customer mean to say, let's say Apple. So this is the customer. Then, so that agreement we will. What is the agreement? Like I'll say this is a 1-year project, and then it's a like support project, and based on the roles, billing will be done. That means like project manager, $150 per hour, and senior developer 120, and junior developer 100. This is the agreement between you and your customer. So this we will design in the customer contract. And this is the project costing. So project costing means, so what are the various, what is the project number, and what are the various activities there in the project. That means, let's say one implementation project. In the implementation project, what are the various activities we'll be having? We'll be having a requirement gathering, and then we will be having an analysis, and we'll be having a technical design, and then coding, and then and after that UAT, and then development. So these are the activities. For each activity, we can assign resources. For the requirement gathering, we can assign some resources. For the coding, we can assign some resources. For the deployment, we can assign some resources like that. And as well as we can assign the team members to a project. So for the specific project, let's say I want 50 members. So all these 50 members information, I will add it in the project cost. Basically, it's a project info, so Apple support project, and the team members whoever is working for that project, and then we'll be having the activities in the project. That is about the project cost. Then billing. So what the billing is talks about, it's invoice. So how you generate, based on these two combinations, how you will generate an invoice and how you are going to send it to the customer. That is all talks about the billing. And once after you send the invoice, customer does the payment to you. So this talks about receiving the payment from customer. Then, so these all the data at the end of the day will send it to the GL. Now I have a data which is in the GL module. I have a data which is coming from the general, which is coming from the procure to pay module, and as well procure to pay cycle, and I have a data which is coming from the order to cash cycle. So basically my GL is consisting of, GL means general ledger. Consisting of procure to pay and order to cash. All transactions, each and every transaction I'll be have in the GL. Then what is my profit or loss is it's more to see order to cash minus P2P. This will be my profit, or this will be my loss of the organization. So this is the overall flow of entire finance market. So we are going to discuss all of these concepts going on. So any questions?
Okay, so this is Srini here. Actually, you were going to cover all the procure to pay and order to cash, right? That's what you're saying.
Exactly. Right.
Okay. And,
basically, normally, right? So basically, the 4 modules, that is the main content of this course in general. So normally, when we give a training, we will ask the candidates to pick the 4 modules. So right now, so this is our concentrated part: purchasing, accounts payable, and billing and accounts receivable.
So are you, my question is like, are you going to help me out, like discuss more on functional side or on technical side? How is that?
No technical. So this is not technical one. This is completely functional.
I know. This is all functional.
So
okay.
This is all, so we are going to talk about only the functional stuff, nothing else.
All the setup in regard to all this order to procure to pay and order to cash too, or only just procure to pay, as you said, only 4 modules you're talking about?
So what is your preference? Like, what is your preference out of which? Procure to pay, order to cash?
I don't know what's good in the market. I
Financials is good actually. So I'll say one thing. So how it happens is, whenever a company purchases the Peoplesoft license, their priority is this one. First, their priority is this one, because every company will be having a payment. Like, so they have to do the payment, but receiving side, some companies might be having a receiving, some companies might not be having a receiving. So this is like a optional part, what we call it as, but this is a mandatory part. If any customer takes the Peoplesoft, they will always go with this cycle, procure to pay, Once after implementing this cycle, they will go to the order to cash cycle.
So are you covering GL?
Yes, GL also.
So you're going to cover 5 modules, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Okay.
Hey, quick question. What extent you will be covering GL? Like, I mean to say, is it just related to the procure to pay side, or you will be covering like a little bit around, I mean to say, the ledgers, profit and loss, and all the stuff, or only just procure to pay side?
No, it's more of like a procure to pay side I'm going to cover, and the profit and loss side also I can discuss, like how the reports will be generated and all, and the GL side as well. Hello?
Okay,
Hello?
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sukhwinder, I just have one question. So you said that you're going to cover more functional side, right? So
Yeah,
are
right.
you going to discuss about any reports or any technical work?
Technical work, actually it's not part of this training. Basically, I
Oh,
mean to say is, so what exactly the technical front you are looking for? So I just wanted to understand that. Means,
means reports, types of reports, main reports in each module.
oh, okay, that one we can discuss as part of this
Okay.
training. That way we can discuss. Like how we can discuss is like let's say the PO. So like the report is the PO print. So PO print is a report, and
Okay.
then so how you'll see that PO report and all. So that things will, and the invoice print. So those kind
Okay.
of things we are going to discuss.
Okay.
And the session will be like every day. It's like a 45 minutes to 1 hour session.
Oh, every day. So how many days this?
So this will go for 1 month, means 4 weeks of
Okay.
training.
Okay.
It will go like this. Either it will go 4 weeks, or it might get extended 1 more week, 4 to 5 weeks.
Okay. So in the website, you mentioned some topics, right? So are you going to cover all the topics?
Yes, right.
Okay.
Yeah, hi,
Uh,
Anjani, 1 minute. Whatever I mentioned in the website, that is in detail procure to pay, order to cash, and all things are there. So this content is different. Whatever Sukindra saying, sharing. I shared one document with you, right? So that will cover.
yeah, Srini, actually, the content what are you shared on that website. So basically, it is a complete procure to pay. So
Okay.
it was not that. So the so the content which was there in that website, what I mean to say is, it's a breakup of each module. Like purchasing, it's having a breakup. Accounts payable, it's having a breakup.
Yeah.
The
Like
content what it is missing in the website is, it is order to cash. So that was is not mentioned in the website basically.
okay.
But
Thank
I kept over here for the discussion thing.
Okay.
But if you see the content in the website, it's a breakup of each module. So what exactly we are going to cover and all.
Okay.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah, Srini, you have any questions?
Not much, but you are you planning to have any kind of project task kind of stuff, like
Yes.
while
Yes.
doing it
Yeah,
throughout
you
those
had to do.
sessions?
Yeah, you
I mean
had
to
to do.
say, it could be a real time that could be more helpful. I'm not looking for any like just created ones. If something can be
No,
a
no, no.
little bit real time, I'm not
No, it's
expecting
not
much
going to
real
be like
time, but
that. No, what happens is, so there is, here we are not going to represent any of the created already existing vouchers. I'm not going to just show it. I'm just going to do it. So we are going to do each and every transaction, how you will create a voucher, how you will create a PO and all. And at the same time, I hope you guys already having access to the Peoplesoft. And the same thing, you can also, so at the end of the session, so I'll give some task. So you can play around and you can come back to me with some questions, whatever you are having, so that we can discuss. And whenever you play around, you'll get some dots, so that we can discuss on those dots, and as well as we can keep moving.
Okay, you were talking about sessions every day. It's on the weekdays or all
Yeah,
7 days?
it's on weekdays. It's on weekdays.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Nothing much. So you will be covering all the basic things from chat field configuration to.
Yeah, that all. So yeah, the chart field combinations and all will come under the GL module basically. So we are going to cover that.
Yeah, but whenever you are creating a requisition or a purchase order or a voucher or anything go around, you will be spreading around chat fields, right? You will be using chat fields around.
Yeah, right.
Because I have some exposure around GL basically from payroll side, because I did some integrations there. I know what how to spread around chat fields, and also
okay. So you did work on the combination, chart field combinations also?
Yes, I did work on chat field combination
okay.
From the GL side, from payroll entries, like posting from payroll to GL.
Okay. So you used a delivered process to publish that payroll data to the GL?
Right. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, again, it will be split into the 3 parts. First is we will see the transactional wise. So we will see all the transaction wise, and then second thing is we will see the configuration. So the configuration I mean to say is, let's say department, account, operating unit, or some job code, or role, project role, all this. Basically, these are the configuration stuff. So initially, we are not going to discuss the configuration. We are going to discuss the transaction. Let's say I'm planning to create one purchase order. At the time of creating a purchase order, it asks for the couple of things, like what is the department, what is the account, what is the operating unit, what is the fund code, and all. So what I'm going to do is, whatever the available values to me right now, I'm going to take those values and I'm going to perform the transaction. And the second part, once after this completes, the second part is the configuration. After that, I comes back how you will set up the account, how you will set up the department, and how you set up the other attributes, chart fields. Like basically we have 6 chart fields, mainly the client users. One is the department, another one is the project ID, account activity ID, operating unit, and then another one is fund code. So these are the various chart fields we have in the finance. So we are going to talk about the each configurations of this, and then we are going to talk about the BU, how you set up how you configure the BUs for a module. Like for AP module, I want to create a new business unit. So how I will create a new BU. So this is how we are going to discuss basically.
Just a quick question, just my curiosity. Is it not easier if we do the configuration first and then the transaction, so that we understand why we're using the configuration rather than going around?
The thing is, as per my thing, so I don't know about your guys. So basically, what happens is, when I talk about the business flow, it's of like more interactive. Like if started configuring the things, starting from right away, what happens is, like it is all kind of, we have to enter more data entry and all. we don't know the purpose of creating it. It's like it's a, if I am creating a department, account, fund code, all of this. So if I am entering into the purchase order, after going to the purchase order, I can use it. But there are several setups like that. So what we'll do is, purchase order, we'll discuss about the account. And then we'll come to the AP. Voucher, will discuss about the account. And then billing, we'll discuss about the account. And then accounts receivable, we'll discuss about the account. Then when I go through the account setup, basically you'll be able to correlate it, what exactly the account is. But if I do the other way around, if I create the account in the first time, maybe it will not be, sometimes maybe the guys will not be able to get what is the purpose of creating it, like that. So that is my assumption. And in case if you want to look for the configuration, that's okay for me. We can go ahead. It's not a problem for me. What I feel is, whenever the classes are starting, I feel like it will be like a little boring kind of thing. The configurations, especially the department configurations and all. So that's the reason why I keep the business process the first side, and then I'll jump into the configurations.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but in case if you are looking for configuration first, then we can go ahead. Not an issue. It's up to you.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I got. I have nothing much from my side.
Okay. So tomorrow same time, will you be able to connect to the same time?
Not tomorrow actually. Today is Thursday. Maybe can we start some on Monday sometime?
Okay, sure. So
I'll let you know. I'll let you like Monday could be better because tomorrow I got something, but again I don't want to just start with one class and go back to one Monday class.
okay.
I don't know about if.
Yeah, Anjali, what about you? Like you want to start it or how you wanted to do?
Um, Tomorrow I'll call Srinivas and
Okay.
I will let him know.
Okay, sure. That's fine.
Okay. Thanks, Sukendra, for your time. It was good. I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Good night.
Thanks. Yeah, good night. So thanks, Anjali.
Yeah, thank you, Sukendra. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Bye bye.
Bye.